Didn't stroke it sweetly, but where's it going? Where's it going? Oh, well.
Wu Yeze, 13.
Well, it hasn't dropped right over the pocket jaws. It looks to give me this red, but I think it's very, very thin. It may not be cuttable. Decides against it, so it's the red to the right centre. He won't leave the red on that's over the corner pocket, and he'll have some sort of position on the blue, unless he decides to screw back for the black, which is his choice, it would seem. Oh, well played. Now, is it worth going into the pack of reds just to develop a few? He knows he's going to be on that red that's near the left corner, but he's just got to concentrate on the pot of the black.
Eight.
I bet he wishes he'd have gone into the pack with a little more conviction there. That way the cue ball wouldn't have run through the reds, it would have stunned off them, and he would have been on the red. I don't think he is.
Li Pei Fan, 8.
Well, my word, that unravelled quickly, didn't it? After Wu Yeze himself failed to keep position, missed the long red. It's been handed another excellent scoring chance. There's no match quite like a final, because there's no other match where there's a trophy at the end of it and all the glory that follows, the thing you've dreamed of as a player. So don't be surprised if there's many twists and turns yet before we find out the winner.
Eight.
Just screwed into the wrong part of the reds there, Wu Yeze. He still has a red to the left corner, but the angle on it isn't favourable for position to a colour.
Nine.
Yeah, I mean, it's very similar to his first visit, isn't it? He's having to try and keep it going. All the time that trophy's there to remind them of what's on the line.
Well, he's played that nicely, but he'll still need to be careful here, positionally. Whenever a ball's near a pocket opening, it's never easy to judge position from. Too pacey. Well, black's the only ball he can make contact with. It's cuttable, but he can't get onto red unless he wants to risk playing it with heavy side spin and cannon into those reds and the pink. No. Once again, Wu Yeze breaks down somewhat prematurely, and this will serve to give Li Pei Fan a great deal of confidence, seeing his opponent struggling like this.
Wu Yeze's father is, of course, watching on, and yeah, the problem, it's not the missing, is it? It's just the positional play. He's not keeping tight control of the white, putting himself under pressure. But they're both under it, aren't they? You know, every frame now, it just feels massive for both. Another big shot for Li Pei Fan here.
That's a good safety from Ruiza. The problem is it could be too good a safety. It could force Lei Pei Fan to have a go at one of these reds that's available into the right-hand corner as you have a look at that view. Again, just, oh, hang on. Oh, nearly fluked it. Decent safety shot from there. Albeit just slightly negative, perhaps.
Well, this has been happening this week. The Q Tour event, the latest event, has been happening in Vienna, Austria. It's been won by the man who won the last two, Zhao Xingtong, who, of course, is in red-hot form. We saw him qualify for York. He had 3 centuries in the final, beat Ryan Thomason 4-2. So clearly he's going to be back on the World Snooker Tour next season. Got edgy, hasn't it? It's got tense. There's been mistakes, as I say. They've been in just not quite controlling position, putting themselves under pressure to keep potting.
Put himself under so much pressure there, playing it the way he did. He knew that missing it would leave his opponent right in, and that's exactly what's happened.
Can he just pot a few here? Get his hand on the table and just pot a few and calm himself, relax into this frame. All very easy to say. Stephen Hendry, the man who's, you know, name on the trophy, always says, you know, in any break, the first few shots are the key ones. You can see his opponent is struggling. They both are. Who can pull themselves together here? It feels like a big frame, even though it's been low in quality. You know, if he can get to 7-4, then he starts to become a big favourite.
Yes, and it makes such a difference as well if you can start to score with your opportunities, because that's when sports people get in the zone and they find themselves in this cocoon of concentration. Whenever you make mistakes and play becomes a little scrappy, well, that always breaks your concentration and your focus. You're always dwelling on mistakes and you can never find that perfect rhythm of focus and concentration.
Seven. $14. $50.
Now the red, just at the top of those four, near the pink spot, I don't think it pots into this left corner, so that's why he's left an angle on the pink, I feel, to try and disturb something. Well, he's played for it into the centre pocket, but the angle was never there on the pink, surely to play for that. Now, does he want to risk this red down the cushion? It's a tough one.
21.
Yeah, that red's available into the centre, but not the corner. This red, although potable, is very risky.
Well, it's been the story of this frame, really, isn't it? Either player just left with difficult pots to keep going, and it's hard to keep going in that environment. So he's thinking again, looking for safety. 30 each.
Li Pei Fan, 21.
Well, if this red doesn't contact the black, there's a chance he could cross double this. Didn't play it, though. Fortunate that red has ended up quite near the side cushion. A few inches shorter of that, I'd have fancied Li Pei Fan to take it on. There may be a cuttable red to this right corner past the black. It's a thin one, but it could be worth attempting. The cue ball would be running back to bulk. Well, there was always a chance that that could happen. Either the red he played was going to finish near the pocket, or he's very likely going to cannon something over it.
One.
Well, in some ways, that shot sums the whole frame up. It's just been balls being potted and position not being, or nice position not being got. Still looking at this pink to middle. Could have been easier. Pressure on. And the pink not in. Yeah, as I say, it's been that sort of frame, but someone's got to win it, and it's going to make a big difference to this final. 7-4 or 6-5.
There were two reasons why I didn't fancy him for the pink. It's because he's probably disappointed not to be on the black and couldn't focus properly on it, but he's undercut a lot of shots this evening already, Wu Yize, and that was a tough one.
One.
Well, it's
6.
incredible where this cue ball can finish. But he is on that red, as you can see, but it's awkward, this. If he wants to punch this cue ball off the side cushion for the black, he's going to have to play this with a lot of power. Couldn't do it. Do you know, it was just
7.
too straight to play that shot. Maybe he ought to screw back for the blues. Easy to say in hindsight, but there's very little angle to work with here.
Frame seems a little cursed, just where he landed there. So, as I say, it's low in quality, but so high in importance. And it's getting more important with every sort of mistake that's made and every little twist in the tail.
Lipe Fan.
Has he
7.
got the cue ball in behind the pink? He may have done, just. Oh, you can just see enough of it. Fractions. But that's a very poor shot he's played there, Wu Yize. The problem is when you go into such an important session, one of the most important sessions of your career,
1.
you put the hard hours in on the practice table, you've done well to get this far in the major final with a chance to lift your first ranking title. You sometimes forget that you could struggle out there. You're focused on playing well, performing and lifting that title, but sometimes when it goes this way and you're struggling, and both of them are struggling, it has to be said, you're not prepared for it sometimes. It comes a bit of a shock to you. And then you have to deal with something you're not really prepared for. Now, who's going to deal with that the best?
Again, this is not guaranteed. But as you can see, he has been impressive with the rest. 9 out of 10 potting. So he's 15 in front. The brown being safe favours him. If he can pot this black, it'd be 22, and he would need yellow and green. But he hasn't potted it.
Lipe Fan. 9.
Black's gone safe. Well, the top players, and these two are included in that, so often make snooker look easy. Right now, they're making it look what it actually is, which is really difficult.
Two.
Oh, he's too straight on the green. He wouldn't really have played for the brown from it anyway. So in goes the green. Got to be very careful with this brown. If he catches it just fractionally too thick, he'll double kiss it. Imperative he avoids that, but he's got to keep this brown safe.
Wu Yize. 5.
I think the shot that Lipe Fan would like to play here could involve accidentally bringing the black into play by sending the brown around the angles. It's not going to be easy to get both balls safe here. Well, the brown will cut in, but where does the cue ball go? He wouldn't really risk trying to hold for the blue. He'd play the cue ball back into bulk. But he does need both brown and blue, Lei Pei Fan here.
Four.
Oh, good luck with this. I mean, let's be serious. It may be worth taking the blue on because you look where the pink and the black are. It's not easy to play a really good safety here.
Whatever you do, don't miss it and bring the black out or something like that. But yeah, it's the ball he needs. It's been a low-quality frame, but as I said earlier, one of very high importance in the context of the final. And with all the mistakes we've seen, this would be some pot to win it, wouldn't he, if you could knock this blue in from here? Well, he's got the pink out, which he didn't want.
Lei Pei Fan, four.
Oh, that's a big mistake from Wu Yize. Goodness me. I'm sure he's trying to lodge the blue up against the black there to force his opponent Lei Pei Fan to bring it into play, but he's completely misjudged it. Well, I'll be surprised to see him take this on. But he could certainly play a good safety.
So a 28-minute frame, the longest of this final. That black safe at the moment obviously massively in favour of Lei Pei Fan.
That's very well played. Keeping the cue ball parallel to the object ball. Sometimes you can easily leave a double on for your opponent. And in Lei Pei Fan's case, he only needs the blue. But again, there's still a lot of pressure on Lei Pei Fan here because if he does leave the blue on, the pink's easily pottable. And if he can't bring the black into play, he could easily double it. So this frame is still pretty much anybody's. Controlled that very, very nicely. Not a difficult escape, but it is difficult to get safe or guarantee it. happy with this. Oh, that's a beautifully played safety shot. Really did deserve applause. Had to avoid the double kiss there by a fraction to play it that well. Tried to get the blue next to the black. He's left a perfect double on here for Lei Pei Fan. He's got to have a go at this. Can get the cue ball in behind the pink as well for an element of safety.
If he gets it, he'll be 19 in front with 13 on. Well, this is like a match within a match. Whole frame's been edgy. And then the double kiss from Wu Yize. They both struggled in this frame. Can Lei Pei Fan clip the blue in? Put himself 7-4 in front in the final. He won't care how he gets there. He's trying to get to 9 to win this title. And it looks like he's at 7.
Five.
33-minute frame.
Lei Pei Fan, 5.
All Lei Pei Fan needs to do now is keep the cue ball and object ball a long way apart. Very difficult to get that cue ball in behind the black where it is. Very difficult.
Yeah, it's going to be hard, obviously. And what it means is, if it is to be 7-4, it seems likely, then the next frame really is big, isn't it? The last before the interval. Wu Yize are trying to stay in touch. Another double kiss, cue ball close to the corner pocket. But not in. Worth saying about Lei Pei Fan, this hasn't come out the blue completely. He won 4 matches to qualify for the UK Championship. He had to start in the very first qualifying round. Beat the likes of Tom Ford and Ben Wollaston. And of course, Yang Anda made that maximum against him in York. Wu Yuze also qualified. Beat Si Jiawei, another young Chinese talent. Mark Allen beat him in the last 16. And of course then semis of the shootout as well last weekend. So, can he put the pink away, put the frame away after 35 minutes of attrition? He can.
Pay fan 6.
He'd be relieved. It was a tough old frame that a lot of mistakes, a lot